Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics. And 2 weeks ago today, Reform UK won hundreds of new council seats, installing hundreds of new councillors with no experience of local government or running public services, or in actually a lot of cases, anything at all, really. Who could possibly have guessed that there might be some downsides to the party taking control of 10 councils with people who don't actually know how to run a council? Oh, that's right, most people. And now Reform UK are begging others to help them because it turns out they don't know what they're doing, which sounds about right. But first, for daily news and commentary, please hit the subscribe button to stay notified. So in Gloucestershire, new Reform councillors have reportedly said they need some help to do their jobs and they would like advice from the other councillors and people who've run the authority in the past. And this isn't even a council that Reform UK have taken over. They won like 20% of the seats. They may well get that advice, of course, and they may take it on board. But it won't completely hobble the council if they don't, because they're not in majority control. Imagine the situation in the 10 councils where Reform did win a majority and are now in charge. Because although some of Reform's new councillors are former Conservative councillors, you may be saying that, well, they're really just Tories, aren't they? Feel they already run those councils, they'll know what they're doing. A small number of them, yes, will know the ropes. The vast majority, however, are actually completely new. They've never been a councillor before. They've never had anything to do with public services or local government. Usually, when a council changes control, it's like, yeah, technically you've got different people in charge. But that is on the back of like a few new councillors. But there will also be ones who've been there for years. They've just been elevated due to having more of their own party elected. So the experienced ones are the ones who then take charge, and then things operate reasonably well, at least as well as you can expect anyone who doesn't get paid properly to run anything. What's happened with 10 councils in England is that all of a sudden, overnight, the entire control has been handed over to people with zero experience. The new leader of Durham County Council for Reform UK, so there was a bit of a battle about who it should be. It's not Darren Grimes, he gets to be the deputy. No. It's going to be a businessman called Andrew Husband. Now, there was another one in the running, a former Conservative councillor. So they had the option of someone who is an experienced councillor to run the council for them. No, they haven't gone for him. They've gone for the guy with no experience. The businessman, though, Reform UK are hailing his experience. Oh, he's got great experience in business. Great, but not local government. So basically he has no experience. The leader of Durham County Council is going to be someone with no experience of running public services, no experience of local government. Oh, but he's a business owner, he'll be great. All right, then, let's use a business example then. So let's see what business leaders think of this. So imagine the place you work. Doesn't matter whether it's a school, a hospital, hardware store, whatever. But let's pick one. Let's say a hardware store, right? So let us say you're working in a hardware store. You're just someone who, replenishes the stock. And then all of your managers leave. Everyone who makes decisions in that store just leaves overnight. Every single one of them. So the owners hire a load of new managers to replace them. Of course they do. You need new managers, right? Now, that already poses challenges because they won't know the staff. They won't know the particular ways in which that hardware store works. They won't know about the local market. They won't have any relationship with the suppliers and so on. So productivity will suffer a bit while they get up to speed. Replacing the odd manager now and then, obviously that's normal. You need to do that. Replacing all of them at once, literally every single one from top to bottom. Yeah, that's not normal. It doesn't generally work out well. But as an added bonus, so the owners say to you, oh, like let's say all these managers won the lottery or something. Off they went. And you go, don't worry, we'll get some more managers to you. Ooh, phew. These managers are going to be taxi drivers. What? Not managers who've worked at other hardware stores. No. We thought we'd go for something completely different. Taxi drivers. Have they ever worked in retail before? No. Have they ever managed people before? No. They just drive taxis. How would that affect the running of your hardware store? All of the managers disappear overnight and are replaced with people with zero experience of management or retail or even hardware. I don't think the average business leader would think that would work out well. And yet, whenever you hear anyone going, oh yeah, business leaders would be great at running the councils, that's what you're saying. I'm going to suggest actually having people with no experience of local government or running public services, because that's not a business. I don't think that's going to work out well. Mind you, depending on what sort of businesses some of the new Reform UK councillors runs, it might well work well for their businesses if they can at least work out how to award public contracts. I'll tell you another thing as well, which should give people pause for thought as well. So I don't have lots of Reform supporters watching my content. I do see from the comments as the odd one. Indeed, I put out a poll yesterday which showed, assuming people weren't lying in an anonymous survey, why would you, that there are some Reform supporters who come across my content. So when you guys voted for Reform UK, it's a serious question, by the way. When you voted for Reform UK a couple of weeks ago, what did you vote for? I'm going to guess you voted in order to help the national narrative, that it wasn't about local issues, you were thinking of the national game. And that's fair enough, by the way. But the reason I'm going to guess that that is basically the reason is because I don't think Reform UK have any local government policies at all. I know they have plans to ban flags from council buildings and sack 10% of council workers, but I think those were both announced after the elections. I don't think they have any local government policies. Now, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't come across any, and I spend my days looking at things like this. So for the 10 councils where Reform UK have taken absolute control, there's another issue to face. So, yes, there will be epic levels of incompetence. And that's not a party political dig. That would apply equally if, let's say, a council that had been run by Conservatives or Lib Dems all of a sudden flipped to Labour one day, right, on the back of councillors who had never worked in public services or local government, right? The same thing would happen there. You've got people who you cannot expect dozens of people with no experience to run a council. But where it's worse with Reform UK is they don't even want to run the council. Like, they don't have policies. So going back to those Gloucester councillors who are asking for advice on how to do their jobs, and given their due, they are asking. That suggests they want to take the job seriously. But what are they going to do when they get that advice and training? Their party doesn't have policies. So are they just going to do whatever the Lib Dem or Conservative councillor that they replaced would have done? Are they literally going to do the same thing with a different coloured rosette, only more slowly, of course, because they're still learning? In which case, what was the point of voting them in? And if they do intend to do things differently, and this applies, of course, most especially to the councils where they have control and have the power to do it, what do they intend to do? Apart from banning flags, which caused a bit of a backlash in Kent, I gather, but more on that in a video this evening, designed especially for gammons. But what are they going to do? Apart from run public services more incompetently, what are they going to change? None of their policies have anything to do with local government. Apart from, I suppose, house building. Because they're really Tories, despite what they say they're actually Tories, they're opposed to building social and affordable housing, you know, party of the people and all that, which Labour, of course, are pushing. So they're going to try to disrupt that. They've said that. So if you're wondering how their support will react to Reform UK councillors blocking affordable housing projects, by the way, don't worry, they're just telling them that the government are going to give all those houses to immigrants, even though that's obviously untrue, because that's how they operate. They will tell you we should have crap public services because it's better to do without than to imagine a foreigner might be able to use it one day. But even there, they will be just doing what the Tories did when they were in control. It doesn't actually change anything. It's not a different policy. Even their policies of restricting flags and sacking council workers, that's what Conservative councils do anyway, where they can get away with it. So Reform UK councillors do not actually have any policies that are different to the largely Conservative councillors they've replaced. Oh, but not to worry, it doesn't matter that they don't have any policies, because they also have no experience or competence either. Let's see how quickly it all goes to shit and if the media bothers to report on it when it does. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.